If everyone's advice leaves you more confused, the problem isn't you, it's the voices you're listening to. You're not lost. You're overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by opinions that aren't yours, by advice that doesn't fit your life, by voices that speak loudly but understand you poorly. Confusion doesn't appear suddenly. It builds quietly when too many directions pull you at once and none of them feel fully right. One voice tells you to be practical. Another tells you to follow your passion. One says slow down. Another warns that you're running out of time. One tells you to be grateful. Another insists you should want more. So you stop moving, not because you don't care, but because every step feels wrong in someone else's eyes. This isn't a personal failure. It's a social one. Human beings were never designed to hear everything. We are designed to listen selectively, to filter information, to focus on what matters. But modern life does the opposite. It surrounds us with constant input, opinions, expectations, comparisons, judgments, all competing for control over our decisions. Everyone has advice. Everyone has a perspective. Everyone feels entitled to an opinion about your life. When too many voices speak at once, clarity doesn't grow, it fractures. You begin doubting instincts that once felt natural. You question decisions you haven't even made yet. You feel mentally busy, but emotionally directionless. And slowly, almost without realizing it, you mistake noise for wisdom. Most people believe confusion means they don't know themselves. But confusion often means they do know themselves and are surrounded by people who don't. Sociology explains this clearly. Identity is not formed in isolation. It is shaped through interaction. The more conflicting signals you receive, the harder it becomes to hear your own voice. If one group values safety while another values risk, if one rewards conformity while another praises ambition, you begin adjusting yourself depending on who you're around. You edit your thoughts, you soften your opinions, you reshape your desires, not because you're dishonest, but because you're adaptive. Over time, this creates internal conflict, not because you're inconsistent, but because you're adapting to incompatible environments. You're not lost. You're socially overstimulated. Notice how often your confusion spikes after conversations, after scrolling, after listening to people who don't live your life but feel entitled to define it. Some voices are well-meaning but misaligned. Some are insecure and project fear. Some are comfortable and resist change. Some simply repeat what they were taught without questioning it. And when you give all of them equal weight, you lose access to your own clarity. Clarity is quiet. Noise is loud. That's why confusion feels exhausting. It's not the absence of answers. It's the presence of too many. When everyone has access to your attention, no one, including you, has access to your direction. You don't need more advice. You need less interference. Most people don't lack intelligence. They lack space. Space to think without commentary. Space to feel without judgment. Space to want something without immediately defending it. But social environments rarely allow that space. They reward certainty, not reflection. They reward opinions, not listening. So people talk, and talk, and talk, and you listen until your inner voice becomes faint. This is how people end up living lives that look fine, but feel wrong. They followed guidance. They met expectations. They stayed reasonable. But alignment doesn't come from consensus. It comes from coherence, when your actions, values, and direction agree with each other. And coherence cannot exist when every decision is filtered through external approval. You start asking the wrong question. Not what matters to me, but what will they think? That single question has quietly redirected more lives than failure ever has. People fear social disapproval more than personal regret. So they choose what is acceptable over what is authentic. They choose safety over truth, belonging over alignment, and they call the resulting discomfort being lost. But you are not lost. You are listening to too many people who don't carry the weight of your consequences. Clarity doesn't appear when someone gives you the perfect answer. It appears when the wrong voices go quiet. Notice this. The moments you feel clearest are often moments of solitude, moments away from commentary, moments where no one is asking you to explain yourself. That's not coincidence. That's alignment resurfacing. Your mind already knows what matters, but it cannot speak when it's constantly interrupted. Not every voice deserves a vote. Not every opinion deserves space. And not every conversation deserves access to your future. Selective listening isn't arrogance, it's survival. Clarity requires boundaries. Boundaries around who you listen to, boundaries around what you consume, boundaries around when you explain yourself. You don't owe everyone context. You don't owe everyone agreement. Silence isn't avoidance. Sometimes it's alignment protecting itself. When noise fades, clarity doesn't rush in loudly. It settles quietly. Direction becomes obvious. Confidence follows naturally. Not loud confidence, quiet confidence. The kind that doesn't need approval. The kind that doesn't explain itself. The kind that moves steadily. That is clarity. And clarity appears the moment you stop outsourcing your life to people who don't have to live it.